Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs in science are not the result of meticulously planned experiments or years of research. Sometimes they're simply pure chance. Scientists, while working on one problem, suddenly find something entirely different, something that changes history. How does this happen? Does chance play a bigger role in science than we think? That's precisely the case with some of the most significant discoveries in science. Penicillin, which saved millions of lives, microwaves, which revealed the secrets of the Big Bang, or Teflon, without which our non-stick pans wouldn't exist. All these inventions share one thing in common. They appeared where no one expected them. Today, we'll uncover stories that began with chaos and accidents, but ended in revolution. From a moldy sample that gave us antibiotics to a mysterious radio noise that opened a window to the origins of the universe. These are stories that remind us that sometimes science requires not only knowledge, but also a touch of chaos. Ready? Let's dive into discoveries that happened by chance and changed everything. Alexander Fleming's laboratory in 1928 was far from an ideal workspace. Petri dishes with bacteria were left abandoned in disarray, some even covered in mold. Most scientists would have ignored the scene, dismissing it as evidence of carelessness. But Fleming noticed something unusual. Around one patch of mold, the bacteria had completely disappeared. This discovery, seemingly trivial at first glance, became the foundation of modern medicine. The mold, Penicillium notatum, produced a substance that killed bacteria without harming human cells. Thus, penicillin was born, the first antibiotic, which revolutionized the treatment of infections and saved millions of lives. This is a story about how simple observation and a touch of curiosity changed the course of history. Had Fleming dismissed those moldy dishes, we might never have known antibiotics. Isn't it proof that even in chaos there lies the potential for great discoveries? Can noise change history? For Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson, the answer is a resounding yes. In the 1960s, they worked on improving a radio antenna at Bell Telephone Laboratories. During their tests, they encountered a persistent noise. Did they ignore it? Absolutely not. They started investigating its source. After cleaning the antenna, removing dust and even getting rid of pigeon nests, the noise persisted. It turned out that this was no interference. It was cosmic background radiation, the echo of the Big Bang that still fills the universe. This accidentally discovered noise became one of the most important pieces of evidence that the universe had a beginning. You could say the Big Bang itself knocked on the scientists' door. Isn't it fascinating how a technical problem can turn into a key to understanding our universe? Some discoveries start with the question, what just happened here? In 1938, Roy Plunkett, a chemist at DuPont, was conducting experiments with refrigerant gases. In one test, a gas unexpectedly transformed into a white, waxy substance. Initially, Plunkett thought it was a failure. But instead of discarding the results, he decided to investigate this mysterious material. The discovery of Teflon, a material resistant to high temperatures and chemicals, revolutionized industries. Today it's found not only on our frying pans, but also in protective clothing, space installations, and medicine. This accidental experiment shows that sometimes it's worth examining even those results that seem like mistakes. Perhaps that's where the next revolution lies. In 1943, Albert Hofmann didn't expect that accidental contact with a microscopic substance would change the history of human consciousness studies. While working on ergot alkaloids to explore their medical potential, Hofmann accidentally absorbed a small amount of LSD through his skin and experienced the world's first psychedelic trip. This discovery forced scientists to ask fundamental questions about how the human mind works. LSD became a tool in psychiatry, consciousness research, and neurobiology. Although its history is filled with controversy, it is now making a comeback in science, offering potential therapies for depression and PTSD. It's yet another example of how chance in science can open doors to entirely new worlds. Sometimes the greatest discoveries start with a mistake. In the 1950s, engineer Wilson Greatbatch was working on a device to record heart rhythms. Everything was going according to plan until he accidentally inserted the wrong resistor into the circuit. The device began emitting electrical pulses resembling a natural heart rhythm. Instead of discarding the mistake and starting over, Greatbatch realized he had stumbled upon something groundbreaking. This was the birth of the first pacemaker, a device that could send electrical signals to the heart and regulate its rhythm. This discovery, born from an innocent error, has since saved millions of lives worldwide. Today, pacemakers are a symbol of the synergy between technology and medicine, and their history reminds us that even mistakes can lead to great things. As you can see, chance plays an extraordinary role in science. Sometimes all it takes is a little curiosity to turn a mistake into a revolution. These stories show that even in chaos, there's potential to change the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through remarkable scientific discoveries. If you want more stories like these, be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss the next episode. Do you know of other accidental discoveries that changed the world? Share them in the comments. See you in the next episode.